All right, well, there's snow on the ground, so that makes this thing interesting. So yeah, I've got it pulled out here. I think the game plan is going to be chain it to that tree, and then I think pull to this tree. So, yeah, that's the plan. So let's just do that. All right, I figured film this stuff beforehand. So this is what we're looking at, guys. So we got to pull this guy out. Obviously that's got to come out. I think it's pushed in like 6 inches, something like that. So game plan is just to get the inside lip right, and then we'll be probably chopping off all that mangled shit and welding it new from the black one up there. So let's do that. Okay guys, well, I got it pulled as good as it's gonna get. So we're definitely gonna have to cut more out of that than I really cared for, because I'm pretty sure like we separated all the tacks, because Fiero's just a bunch of stamped steel. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull back in, and maybe a different day I'm going to pretty much bust out all these tack welds, and then give her some chops here and there. Then we're just gonna basically chop the same thing off the other one and weld it in. So yeah, not too bad. The good news is my steering wheel turns nice and easy. The brake doesn't hang up, so that's the main thing I cared about. And that was from pulling this guy out. So it's nice and straight now. This guy's out. Yeah, probably could have pulled this maybe out a little bit more. Who knows? We'll see. We can always bring it back out. But yeah, there it is. Done for today. Okay, so another day. The video continues, obviously, because you know that, because it's the next clip. Why do I even state that? Alright, so things are happening. I've got the door off of the black car. And then I've got pretty much all the stuff is off. From what I can tell, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to chop here. And I'm working on investigating on my car as to where I'm going to have to chop back here. So that means I get to take off the rear quarter and all that stuff, which is what it is. But yeah, thinking about painting it again. So if you think I should paint it, let me know. But yeah, so I've got the tail off. I've got my quarters out. Let's see here. I think. Oh, and then I cut this guy off of the black one for right here, so we can fiberglass that in once we know the door goes on and all that stuff. Obviously here's the old one. If I could like aim it at something that you guys actually give a shit about looking at. Oh, I saw this thing. This is pretty neat. But this is actually like a rubber. I don't know, it's weird. I would figure that's the kind of stuff that's in there, but I've never really experienced it in that kind of way. That was super gay. So yeah, now to pull this guy off, it should pretty much be out. Because I've had it off before. I make everything easier for me to take off. So there's no bolts in the inside. I think 2 of them are broke off on the ends anyhow, so it doesn't matter. But there's one in the middle. There was no nut on it, so at least I remember to put that on. Then there's one right here and one back here. And then obviously the gas cap shit and the quarters. But all right, let's get this thing off, and then we can see what the damage is behind this. Okay, so I think what we're going to do is pretty much chop right here and then try and pull off what we can. Like this one doesn't matter. It's going to be all crude on this one. And the other one's going to be, basically we're going to cut this one and then we're going to cut the back side on this. I just plan to cut like the whole fucking floor right there. And then I'm thinking I'm going to chop like right around here-ish. Because I think this is still good on mine and we can use that as a reference, because we could literally bolt the door in there and then have the door bolted into that, and then, you know, do the positioning. So over yonder, after we pulled off, oh yeah, that's right. Look at this beauty. Fucking off-road monster. Maybe that's what we'll do with this after we finish the roller. I don't know if I went over it, but this is just a Band-Aid, so to speak, so that way I can drive this while I build the next Fiero chassis. I want to try and build the next chassis to pretty much be like what I wanted to, like my envisioned for brakes and suspension and all that stuff for this. But this time, we're not going to be in a hurry, so to speak. It's not going to be something I have to rush over winter. So that should hopefully actually help. So we'll look at the positive side here, all right? So yeah, this one, we're going to chop here. Then we're going to chop the inside. And so that way we can not fuck up too much. And then this is where this stuff looks like it's pretty good. If it has to come out a little bit, I can always hook in here with the puller and pull it out a little bit more. Well, yeah. Plus, I just think that'll be the easier option. So, yeah. So, let's just get into chopping. Let's make it happen. All right, well, giving it a test drive. Fix that, the tire was loose, and the seatbelt was dragging in the back. Waiting on a car. There's a coolant leak, so it can get hot. So I got the perfect tuning gauge working, and got that fixed, and then the wheel was loose. The alignment is really shitty, but I got to put a new rack in. That's definitely not first gear. I shut it off because it's like 1:37 already. So yeah, she did time. I wish she. I'm taking this thing out in the winter. I'm crashing this thing again. I need tires, bad. I need, like, I was like, I don't know if I really want to put those on because I like spinning, but like, because it was only spinning like in the wet, but like, it spins a lot. So, gonna need some Archer blades or proxies, whichever ones are cheapest and can fit on these. All right, I guess get these things home. Alrighty, so here it is, choppy chop. So just gonna send it. We probably cut up some shit. Doesn't look like too much, but pretty much just cut out all the good stuff, if we want to call it that. Ooh, I was really close to the fuel, or no, it's not fuel lines. What the fuck? Oh, that must be transcooler lines. I'm like, what the fuck are those?
Automatic.
Because there should only be one brake line that runs up the side. And so yeah, here it is. So the only downside, really, to this is she's got the cancer pretty bad. But I'm gonna tell you right now, it's better to have cancer than no bones, I guess we'll call that.
Brittle bones?
Yeah. Mangled. So yeah, now the fun part is to pretty much got to pull off all the mangled stuff and then try and just get things to line up and then deskin this thing and get it ready to basically be mounted on there. And just kind of get it all mocked up in there, tack it in, and all that good stuff. Make sure door lines up, all that fun stuff, because there's a good chance like this stuff could still not line up yet. Which if I do pull this whole gasket out, I really don't want to, because it really sucks ass to get in. But if you pull this gasket out, you can actually replace this whole metal piece. It's just screwed in. So, but I think the gasket sucks ass to get out. I mean, I'm already gonna have to put it in this one. So I could probably actually take this one off and put that other one in. But other than that, it's time to go eat some foods. So, all right, see you in the next clip where hopefully I've got things deskinned and such. Alrighty, so far I have chopped off the back half. This one's pretty much ready to go. Like it's good. Up until we get the thing on there, maybe we'll see some stuff that needs to be tweaked. Maybe some of this stuff will have to come out or whatever. But that's out. This bottom part is out. And then so I think what we're gonna end up doing is we're gonna end up using some of the floor that I chopped out of that, just because this stuff is kind of fucked up. Plus this is rusted, and that stuff is actually pretty good for the floor some magical how. And the only one I need to pretty much get prettied up is going to be this front one yet. So, and this is going to be the real fun one. So should be exciting. Pretty much going to get this thing chopped up, probably meow. And yeah, either that or else I'll work on cleaning up the replacement panel, so I can kind of do some test fits. And yeah, so far so good. So I guess my tips for if you want to like, for like on Fieros, if you're doing framework, I use pretty much any drill bit that's kind of big enough to blow a hole. I just blow a hole right through the spot welds, and then I just fill weld, whatever. And so that's what I do. And then I took a tire iron, cut it off, made this beauty. Then you just sharpen the end here and there and just pretty much jam it in there and it'll rip it off. So it works out pretty good. So yeah, here's what was in there. That's obviously upside down, so that's not really going to be direct correlation, but that's all out. And then there's the two little pieces off the backside. So far so good. Let's keep going. Alrighty, well, I think this is as far as I'm going to get for tonight. It's too late to be chopping and shit, and I'm going to have to pull the car back out and try and pull the frame a little bit more, because I'm pretty sure that's lined up decently. I do need to trim it up some more and get it to sit better, but I do believe that we need to pull this out this way a little bit more, because this guy is definitely crooked. And then obviously I'm gonna have to still trim up this and this. I just got to do some trimming, and yeah, I mean, we're getting there. There is a gap here, but that's not a big deal because we've got a gap right there, which obviously means it's not going all the way back. So I'm not going to be doing the way it was before, because this stuff is pretty rotted, and this guy's really rotted too. So we're going to end up probably doing something of this nature, where either this guy's on top of it or below it, one of the two, whichever works out the best. And yeah, that should work out pretty good. Now we'll just weld it all the way along. Technically, it only needs to be like spot welded and then just seam seal it. So we'll see when we get to that point. We got to do a lot of getting it to fit right. And then I also want to put the door on and make sure that we have proper fitment everywhere as well. But like I said, got to pull all this stuff. So, but yeah, I think this is where I'm gonna end it. Or well, I don't know if I'm not gonna end this one. I'll see you tomorrow because I want this video to be all of it. So, yeah, coming along slowly but surely. It's been quite the process. So, but it'll be work. It'll literally be like 80% of what it used to be. So not a big deal. Paul did follow me. I guess you would have seen that. It tracks straight. So I'm not even worried. The only thing it needs is obviously an alignment, and I need to figure out why this wheel is wobbling. Has something to do with the wheel not being seated on there properly. So I just got to lift it up and pull it off and then go from there, obviously. But yeah, other than that, see you tomorrow. Alrighty. Focus. Alright, well, it's kind of on there. So some issues I will have to address. I'm pretty sure the A-pillar is still bent. And we're going to have to make a different mounting location for the top ones because they're not working out that great. So, but, press this guy pretty much all the way up. Obviously, we've got a gap here. So that means this has got to come out. Should be fixable once we get the door welded in. It is sitting a little high here. But I think maybe something that could be adjusted. So, but yeah. So the bottom is bolted in here. And then I have spot welded the inside of this one. So, and then the jack's obviously holding it up. So, not too bad. So I guess the next step's going to be basically gotta spot weld up what I can and then try and get the door resituated so that way it's hung for reels, and yeah, go from there. So let's keep going. Alrighty, so the door is pretty well on there. This is fully welded, tacked down the side. Well, when I say tacked, it's spot welded the same as it was stock. So, and then it's bolted into the front. It's welded here, and this is not bolted in yet. I need to figure out how I'm going to do that as the plate doesn't line up. Just because I think this stuff is kind of pushed down or whatever. So, it's what it is. So now I think what we're going to do, since this is all done, I'm going to put the rear back on and see if we see anything else that's super fucked up. If not, then should be good to go. Alrighty, if I could fucking walk. So it's on there, just the bottom, like nothing's changed. Got the back on. The fitment is not the greatest at the moment, but we also don't have that thing on there as well. So, and I do need to pull. I do need to pull this guy, which will bring the door out, which will be good. Down there's that, so I don't know. Well, I guess when I pull that, it'll pull that out, so I guess that should fix itself as well. So that's not that bad, but the door hinge thing definitely sucks. I'm going to pull the door back off and see if I can get that plate out, because if I get the plate out, or like get it back out, all I got to do is just re-drill some holes in this hinge, and then we should be good to go. So, and other than finding where it needs to be hinged is going to be fun, but yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. Alrighty, well, I got it. This is all just a mock-up. The door, dude, like we got to pull this front here out a little bit more, and we got to pull the back out a little bit more. So, not too bad. And then I got to finish welding everything because the floor isn't even welded, but the door is on, and the side skirt might pop off, but see, look at that, door holds itself up, and the door closes. You just got to use a little persuasion. So, not too bad, considering it looked like it smoked a tree like yesterday. So, yep. Thrill minute. Alrighty guys, I'm going to just end this one here so we can pop this out onto the interwebs for y'all. And yeah. So obviously there's still quite a bit left to do. It's all the little perfection stuff, but the main thing is there's a door hung and everything seems to fit pretty well. Obviously we got those little fitment issues we need to address, but that's not a big deal until it's a big deal. But yeah, and then we obviously just got to finish welding everything. Yeah, that's it. You guys know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe, and be sure to check out Patreon and check out our store Frontier for Garageless. Got 4 different designs for sweaters, t-shirts. Trying to think. I think that's it. So you guys know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe. See you guys in the next one.